dive right into this combat after a brief recap. You set sail on the ship. You enjoyed some revelries, some gambling, helped out with a few problems. Arwen managed to not fall off a mast. You attempted to help a lusty orc with varying degrees of success, shall we say, and are making your way slowly but surely north on this ship, surrounded by a crew of orcs, which was arranged for you by Helga, is captained by Ivan, and you have met various other crew members along the way. First mate Walt, the bosun Duma. Haven't had much interaction with Rolf, but Styx had a good interaction with Goran the cook. And as was wished by everyone, no one has yet had to interact with the surgeon, Astrid. Or doctor, or however you would prefer to refer to them on a ship. No one has needed amputations just yet.
Give it a minute.
You were all enjoying a reasonably pleasant evening. Arwen had a dream or a vision of some description, possibly aided by Hugo, who was feeling some level of agitation. You were shown some events from some point in time that you made the assumption was somewhere in the past, and had a number of characters, one of which had a bearing, a resemblance. It was this tiefling with these curved round-like horns, which you don't see on any tieflings these days, which was perhaps a clue that happened in the area. But you were rudely awoken by a hugely monstrous crab, rudely attacking your ship. Styx has bravely, foolishly, heroically, idiotically, these are all words you choose to describe, jumped on top of the crab. And is currently fighting it that way. The rest of you have remained on board, trying to stay out of the way of these huge pincers and the various sort of water jets and sprays and things coming out of its mouth.
Huh? Who the hell bring in this house?
Yes, that is it. We shall dive right into the round for this combat. Oh, you are indeed the first in our initiative order.
I got it.
Okay.
To catch up as well, the right claw is currently disabled and has been, as you previously noted, had been, when you damaged the left one, the crab had pulled it back off the deck and tucked it under itself under the water for a short amount of time, and when it brought it back up, the wounds you seem to have inflicted on it seem to have partially healed. And this right one's currently been tucked away.
Is I put something on it, didn't I? What did I do? I did something last time. I put fairy fire. Fairy fire on it.
Mm-hmm.
Does that still? Yeah, that's still there. I'm guessing it's there for a minute. So
Yeah.
it's still there. Okay, cool. Is it so that claws back out?
No, the right claw is currently tucked away.
Okay.
That was just,
I will shoot the.
Go for it. hit, yeah.
Nice.
13 damage. What's that? So yeah, like so 20 damage, but like before, it's just there is this resistance to it. And then damage somewhat from this super hardened, super thick crab carapace. Okay. So everything in return? Okay. We move on to Clarity next.
Which claw did you say was under the water?
The right claw.
The crab's right.
Yeah. So that's this one.
Not the one that I'm next to.
No, the one next to you.
Okay. Whether you're still on the things, which mean you, I can. Am I able to just jump on the crab like from the deck that I'm on, or do I need to
The
climb?
crab is slightly raised up, so you have to go up about 5 feet. So you could probably jump and grab it, and then haul yourself up with a high enough athletics check.
That's my athletics.
Pretty good. Oh no, your acrobatics is very good.
Oh.
Athletics is 1.
What happens if I fail? Do I fall in the water?
You would most likely not manage to catch yourself and fall in the water, yes.
That would be bad. What if I climbed on one of those, the bow things? Would that be high enough, or is that not very...
That wouldn't... This one that's right in front of it is where the claw sort of finishes smashed in, and so it has been destroyed. The one on the front and the one on the other side are both still active.
Oh, if it goes wrong, it could be really bad. I'm gonna try and jump on the crab.
Okay.
5, 10. Is that an athletics check,
Yeah,
you say?
athletics check to sort of, jump up on the rail and try and jump and haul yourself up inside of this crab.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, 18. And yeah, you manage to leap, putting one foot on the railing and pushing yourself off, grabbing the sort of the top edge and hauling yourself up on top.
10. I can't see the squares then.
Yeah, sort of off on the ground, just
15. 30. So if I'm here, like next to 6, can I use a sneak attack?
Yeah. You got that movement regularly?
Yeah.
You were here, weren't you?
She has 40 movement, Chloe.
Yeah.
She's speedy.
Yeah.
And then
You can technically get sneak attack from anywhere because you need an ally within 5 feet of the enemy, not within 5 feet of you.
oh, when I tried to do it last week, you said I couldn't do it.
Yes, because you were no one was currently within range of. You were tracking the head, I think, and
Okay.
no one was in range of that at the time.
Yeah.
Because you went
Well, I'm on
four
the
sticks.
Okay.
4 sticks who had not yet jumped on the crowd.
I see. Well, I'm here now.
Yeah.
How do I do this thing?
So you just attack and see if you hit.
It's just like as I would with my sword. Oh, piercing didn't do it well, did it?
While
Oh,
slashing.
Oh.
No hit. Unfortunately, that does not hit. Right. You swing down with the sword and it just sort of like skates off the arm on the outside, a bit like the skating off a rock if you try to hit it with a sword. It leaves a bit of a sort of a scratch you can see, but it doesn't look like it's actually dealt any damage.
Well, that's that. Okay. Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
Okay.
I was thinking.
Then go to. Who is. Does he have that much movement? How much movement do you got? 5, 10, 12, 15. Getting up to this claw. He's going to roll his 2 attacks against that claw. They're both going to miss. Ching-ching. These 2 glaive strikes just skating off the armoured tips of this pincer. And we quickly move back onto the crab.
The stick's fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
I remember it not working out very well for a mini initiative. Yeah.
Remind me of okay, so it's going to make 1 claw attack against Neo, and then it's going to make an acid spit attack against Arwen. That's going to hit Neo, and that's a 12 to hit Arwen.
Nope.
Alright, so just Neo taking some damage again. And where's the other one? There it is. Uh, 13 damage to Neo. He's looking a bit rough. And you see this claw like comes in and just like actually pinches on the out, like around Neo, and starts pins his arms to his side and starts trying to crush him and squeeze him.
Ow.
Trapped in this pincer grip. And we finally move on to sticks.
Yes. Alright, what's Sticks do? Sticks is going to... Sticks is just going to whack it. He's running out of spell slots there.
17. Ooh, it just hits with the 17.
One-handed, because I have my shield out.
Okay, that's 8 damage. 8 slashing damage, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, so similar to as you've seen with Arwen's arrows and Neo's glaive and things like that, the slashing damage is also not as effective.
And then I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Yeah.
Is that within range of attacking the arm? Yeah.
No, I would say you need to be.
Oh, do I use my last level 1 spell slot? I need to be one. Yeah,
one more over to strike the arm.
I'll leave it till next turn then. And in this sense, in that case, I will merely whack it again.
9.
And fail. Dramatic.
The 9 does not hit this one.
Now I'm sad. I'm sad.
At the end of your turn, Styx, the crab is going to take one of its legendary actions to use its movement to sink beneath the waves.
Oh, lovely.
Can both you and Clary make an athletics saving throw to avoid being washed off?
An athletics saving throw?
A strength saving throw, sorry.
Strength save. Well, I'm dead. Well, look, you know what's weird is that we both rolled 9 for our attack roll and 12 for a strength save. Kind of freaky.
As this thing sinks rapidly, and the water pushes a large volume of water to the side of its body, and then it swells back in, sensing what's about to happen and feeling the movement down. You can choose to let go as well if you wish to, but if you wish to stay on, then this you try and grab sort of what little sort of nooks and crannies and lumps and bumps as there's all this sort of barnacles and things and various points you can try to grip onto as the water rushes back in, trying to push you off. You both are able to maintain your grip and stay on while this thing sinks down.
Yeah. I'm going to anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You are currently underwater.
Love it.
To the crab. We'll go to the. Where is my mouse? There it is. No, it's not yet. We'll go to the top round. Back to Arwen.
What was. Is it piercing and bludgeoning that doesn't affect it?
Piercing and slashing affected it, but I've resisted.
But what about bludgeoning?
You haven't tried bludgeoning yet.
Right. I'm going to whack it with my staff. But I'm going to get closer to it first. Where is it? There. Actually, he's kind of in. Yeah. Big whack.
Big whack.
10 doesn't hit, I'm afraid. 19 does hit.
I'll do 2. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. The bludgeoning damage, it seems like as you bring the staff down, is more of a sort of a cracking, crushingness to it, and it seems to take the damage you would expect, unlike with the arrows and the blades have done so far. It doesn't seem to resist the bludgeoning damage.
Do I get Colossal Slayer on my staff?
I believe you get it once per turn, so you get it on whatever you attack with.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm going to keep that.
13 damage.
Oh, I'm going to walk backwards. Because I don't want to get chomped.
Okay.
Does it, like, let go of Neo at all? Or look like it would if I whacked him more?
Possibly.
Okay.
Possibly. Yeah. Clary, you are underwater.
Can I still try and attack underwater, or do I have
You can attack underwater. You use a longsword, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So you will be at disadvantage to attack underwater with that.
What if I used my daggers?
Your daggers will be fine.
Okay.
You can use them like normal.
Okay, I'm just gonna try and the dagger then.
Unfortunately, with the swirling of the turbulence, trying to hold on with one hand, you aren't able to properly get the connection you are looking for. And the dagger, again, it sort of digs in. You almost chip off a tiny piece of shell, but you don't think you've made any serious impact. Neo is going to attempt to break free, which he does successfully. He sort of throws his weight to one side and then the other, and his claw just sort of shifts slightly, and he sort of drops out between it, and this thing sort of snaps shut in the air over his head and backs up a step. That is his entire turn. The crab is going to make an attack against the closest target, which is Neo. That will just hit. Okay, so this, having just escaped this claw, almost these pincers still closed. It's almost like this big punch as this claw winds up back and comes streaking towards Neo, slamming into him and knocking him to the ground, where he does not rise. Neo is currently unconscious.
Well, that's fun. You take care of that. Might be.
Arwen, it also will attempt to spit at you again. That's going to be an 11 to hit this time, so that won't hit either. And we go back to Styx. You are underwater also, and gripping onto this crab's back.
How far underwater am I?
About 20 feet, probably. About 15, 20 feet. So if you wanted to swim to the surface, you could. And try climbing and climb back on the, attempted to climb back on the ship, you could.
We've seen this thing go underwater before, haven't we? Just duck out the way.
Yep.
And it came back up. I have a spell that I could use, but I could potentially need it later. Which would be a shame to not have it, because it would save my life. Okay, let's see. Let's go with... This thing, right?
Hmm.
Does it look? I think I might have asked this before. Does it look like a sort of regular crab, or is there anything potentially fiendish or anything like that about it? Because it seems a bit weird. There's a crab this size in the water. Like that doesn't seem.
No, it just looks like an absolutely ginormous crab.
Okay, never mind. You know what? Then I'm going to use. I'm pretty sure I have a dagger somewhere. Oh, I don't. Oh, look at that. I'll use my sword at disadvantage. I guess I'll have to, because I got no other spells that'll actually do anything to it. Sending strike, raffle, smite. Yeah, they're all smites. So. Well, I guess can only go up from here.
Yeah, that will hit though. Even with disadvantage, the 18 will hit.
Get absolutely wrecked. Alright. One more level 1 spell slot. Do I use it? Yes, I use it. Of course I use it. I'm going to pump a Divine Smite into this. Attack. So that. One-handed. Still. And where's Divine Smite? Divine Smite. 9.
Okay. So the
And that's out of level 1 spells.
the radiant damage isn't regular, and the slashing damage is halved to 4, so that's 13 damage total. As you hit it and the divine energy courses through your blade, a large quantity of bubbles seem to issue from the mouth of this thing as if it were crying out. Yeah. Is that everything on your turn, Sticks?
I'm then going to swim. 5, 10. I think I can only swim 15, because that's how like swimming speed works, isn't it?
Yes, underwater is difficult terrain.
Cool. Yeah. So I'm going to swim to there.
Okay. At the end of your turn, the crab is going to make an attack against Arwen, using its legendary action at disadvantage because it's below the water and it can't see you. That's going to be a 10 to hit.
Nope.
Okay. Its claw wildly swinging across the deck. And each time these claws swing, they smash into the deck, and you can hear the board splintering. And between the sort of the roars and the smashing of the deck and the splintering, you can hear the faint shouts and thundering of people running up and down. The members of the crew are currently dealing with the initial sort of blows of this thing, the damage below the waterline. Yeah. And as we get to the top of the round with Arwen, the other claw re-emerges back up on deck.
Hold on. 2 seconds. How many have got stolen? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. Okay, no, it's gone. Okay, I'm just going to whack it again.
Okay.
Where is it? Kush, kush. Oh, fucking hell. And again. Does 19 hit?
A 19 does hit, yes. Two-handed.
Mhm.
So the bludgeoning damage. Not resisted. And the Colossus Slayer not aiding you this time. That's your 11 total.
So, I'm gonna stop over
Okay. Everything on your turn?
there. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Clary, you are still underwater.
Oh, damn.
How long can I stay underwater for? Do you know?
You can stay underwater for a 1 minute plus your Constitution modifier in minutes. So,
Which for you is 0.
so you can
So you
stay
can-
underwater for 1 minute.
Mhm.
Well, you can
Okay.
hold your breath for 1 minute. You can stay underwater for as long as you like.
How long would you say it's been so far?
It's 1 round, so it's 6 seconds.
Oh, okay. That's fine. I was like, I'll try.
Right, turn, 6 seconds.
So,
15, unfortunately, doesn't hit. So it would be 14 with disadvantage underwater. Oh no, you're using dagger, so you're using regular. So 15 doesn't, but still, it doesn't hit underwater.
Okay, it's the end of my turn then.
Okay, no bonus actions or anything like
How far below the water am I?
that. About, I think I said 20 feet for sticks.
Yeah, 20 feet. You said.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna say where I am.
Okay. And continue to grip on. Neo, that's a death save. That's a natural 20.
Hey!
Neo
It's on me immediately.
wakes up with 1 hit point.
Yep.
You see his eyes sort of flutter open as he pushes himself to his feet.
The horrible dream of being attacked by a crab.
As he sort of, as he's trying to get to his feet, you see him sort of, one of his hands sort of grips the sort of the side of his chest or something where he got smacked, and there's a brief glow from between his fingers as he's going to heal himself a little bit. But that'll be everything that he can do. And we go to the crab. The crab re-emerges from underneath the water. Clary and Sticks, you feel yourself rising up this water, sort of the weight of the water pressing down as you rises quickly out of the water. Yeah, and you can now see its foe upon the deck. And his jaws sort of hissing and spitting, you can hear near you. It's going to take a swipe at Arwen and Neo. Well, take a swipe at one of them and shoot at the other one. Arwen, do you want to be green or blue?
green.
Okay, you get the claw, but that's a 3. So that's an 11 to hit you. And the spit doesn't hit Neo either. Swipe coming over and round, and this acidy spit flying across the deck. Both of you able to dodge and dodge your way. Alright. And we go to Sticks.
Alright. So we're above the water.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question about Misty Step.
Yeah.
And I think I know the answer. But I just wanted confidence. If I were to use Misty Step, but like hold on to someone, could I either Misty Step them or Misty Step the both of us? Or is it just me?
The
Because it
spell,
says self, so I obviously understand
the
that probably
spell
can't do the
is
second
only
one.
targeting self, and it does say you teleport up to 30 feet on unoccupied space. Excuse me. Other spells like teleport and things like that specify the number of people you can bring. So no, you can't take anyone with you on Misty Step. Is my ruling on that.
Could I... Yeah, so I couldn't, like, touch someone and make them Misty Step.
It's an interesting one. I'm gonna go no for now. I'll look into it because it's got that range of self on it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, like it is that sort of thing of like you teleport, not you or anyone you touch.
Yeah. It doesn't. It's not touch one willing creature and teleport them.
Yeah, yeah. No, I get that. All right. Then, in that case, I'm going to. Oh, so I'm back up here now, and the crab is okay. I have nothing to offer in terms of anything other than whacking it. So, I'm going to whack it. Surprise, so goddamn. Actually, no. What's my max HP? I'm gonna lay on hands myself for. Yeah, I'm on 18 HP. That thing could like crit me and kill me. Yeah, I'm gonna lay on hands myself 13. Give myself 13 HP.
Okay.
No, so I'm back at full. And I'm gonna run back sort of over this way. 10, 15, 20. And I'm going to raise my sword in the air and my shield. I'm just going to shout, "Yeehaw!" And that's going to be me.
Okay.
While looking Arwen and Neo right in the eye. As I do this, showing them that I am Styx, the Crab Conqueror.
Right.
Or the Crab Rider.
Okay. Well, at the end of your turn, the crab is going to take one of its legendary actions. Going to go for. Oh, when pick a number, odd or even.
Odd.
It's going to go for Neo. And then that is just going to hit him. Okay. Yep. So that's going to be 9 damage. He manages to block sort of the worst of this blow, but he still takes a little bit. Neo sort of trying to move out of the way and sort of shoulder it past him with his glaive. And we move on to, it's going to be your turn, Arwen.
Okay, just so I understand, a round is 6 seconds. Is that I've got 6 seconds, Neo's got 6 seconds,
So
the crab is...
Arwen, Clary, Neo, Crab and Styx all get a turn. When it gets back in that time, is counted as 1 round, which is 6 seconds.
Okay, so my fairy fire is still on the crab.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I forgot about your fairy fire. What's the effect of fairy fire again?
Everyone gets advantage.
Yeah, everyone should have an advantage. I don't think it's made a difference where anyone's missed where they should have hit, so... but you cast that on the body, not on the arm.
No, I cast it on this arm.
On that arm.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So now it's back.
Right.
And I am going to run to 15, 20, 20. Okay. It is on the ship, isn't it?
As you move from that area, that claw is going to take a swipe at you.
Is it close enough?
Yeah, it's got reach. Because it's a big claw.
Big claw.
So,
You had to be next to it.
yeah, it's got reach. So it's got melee range of 10 feet.
It's not necessarily next to it, it's within its attacking. Attacks opportunity.
And if you want to wreck on that, I will.
No, carry on.
That's going to be 12 to hit.
Nope.
So even as you make this movement and the crab swings, you manage to get onto the stairs and just duck down, quickly dart down the stairs away from it. Make your attacks against the other claw.
Oh!
Though that second hit definitely lands with the staff. Crits, you roll the max dice damage, and then you roll the dice damage. So you roll max damage, so your crit is always more, and then you roll the dice damage again without modifiers.
So that's 6 or 8, depending on whether you're hitting it with one hand or two hand.
So
what do you want me to roll?
the way you normally roll a crit is you roll your dice twice and add your modifier once. The way I like to do crits, because it always guarantees more damage, is if you roll the dice twice, you could roll 2 1s, which is then worse damage on a crit than if you rolled like a 7. So the way I like to do crits is you automatically get maximum damage. So if you're rolling a d8, it would be 8 plus your modifier, and then you roll the dice again, so the damage stacks on top of that. So if you're using 2 hands, it's a d8.
Right. So you want me to roll a d8?
Roll a d8, yeah.
Okay.
And then what's your modifier? Okay. So you've got 8, plus your modifier 2 for 10, plus your extra dice damage for 13.
I also get my Colossus die.
Yeah, and it's every dice. So if you crit with a Divine Strike, you get all your Divine Strike dice. So you get your max Colossus dice as well. So that's 13 plus 8 is 21, plus 2 again, 23. So 23 damage to this claw.
Ha! Diggity.
Heavy blow. You bring this down, and there is this heavy crack, and you can actually see a physical crack appear in the carapace of this claw. And then she moves away. Okay, because you're mobile feet, that claw won't get an attack of opportunity on you. Is that everything on your turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Cleric, you are still on top of the crab. It is out of the water now.
Yeah. With my sneak attacks,
Yeah.
is it only for melee attacks, or can I use it for, like, my fireball?
Yeah, it's only for melee or ranged weapon attacks, I believe. I don't think spells count.
Yeah, spells don't count in it.
So
Because then you could like sneak attack a fireball, and that'd
Sorry,
just be
that's what I
ridiculous.
wanted to do. So I cannot sneak attack a fireball.
No.
So it's only... Yes, the weapon must be a finesse weapon or use the range properties.
Okay.
So that's daggers. With your longsword is okay for this. Because we've adjusted it.
Which means you can sneak attack with a javelin to the face,
Yes,
which is rather funny, I think.
correct. I mean, you know, if it hit you and you were surprised, it would be sneaky.
It would be rather sneaky, yeah.
I'm just gonna attack like regularly with a firebolt then.
Okay.
But like away from me a bit so I don't burn.
Which section are you attacking?
Like the main body.
Okay. I think that's technically a disadvantage because it's a ranged attack and you do technically have an enemy within 5 feet of you.
Ooh. Even if I'm like on one side of the crowd and I'm specifically
Yeah,
the other side
it's
of it.
not whether or not you're attacking the enemy within 5 feet of you, it's just having an enemy within 5 feet of you poses disadvantage on ranged attacks.
But then I'd argue we're on top of it and it can't hit us. But then that becomes a whole thing in and of itself.
Yeah, it brings into the question a lot of positioning things.
Because you could say we're on top of it, so it's like we're jostling and moving about.
It's frozen. Open.
No, what's happening?
It's just like funny.
Oh.
Okay, I'm going to attempt a sneak attack with sword then. I'm not going to...
Okay, go for it. Just a regular roll to hit. 19 does hit. Tearing your sword down and finding unencumbered by the water and things around you, you manage to significantly drive it in to deal some damage. 11 slashing damage and 11 sneak attack damage. Not bad. It is slashing damage though, so it's resisted somewhat.
The amount of extra damage increases at the levels you gain.
Okay. Cool. That's not bad.
Okay. Neo. He is once again just going to give himself a little heal and go on with his day. El Crabbo. It's going to be one claw attack against everyone on the deck. By my count, you are still technically within 10 feet of it there, Arwen. Do you want to be blue or green? Green. That's a natural 20 against you, Arwen.
Oh.
And an unnatural 20 against Neo. So that's going to be 29 damage to you, Arwen, as this claw comes in and just backhands you against the railing.
Right. Well, I'm dead. So that's nice.
Oh Lord.
Thanks.
Oh no. I feel like we might need to get back on.
And then that's going to be 14 damage against Neo.
Oh yeah, I need to take off.
I'm finally going to remember one of the things he can do, which is Hellish Rebuke. So, as Neo gets hit, he exclaims in Infernal, and this fiery radiance bursts out of him, which is an ability I always forget he's got. And that's going to be 20 damage to this claw. This fire burning up. Which will be the end of the crabs. Actually, no, it's still technically can spit at Neo, so it's going to do that. And it's going to hit. There is a chance he won't go down. Neo's down.
Oh no!
So these two claw attacks strike out at your party members, and both of them go down. Well, Neo sort of just remains on his feet, almost leaning on his blade, and then he's staggered by this blow, and this acid spit flies out and catches him, sizzling across his face as he slumps to the deck unconscious.
I can't help but feel like things are going wrong. This is fine. I have a plan. Don't worry.
Okay.
Sticks has a plan.
Sticks, your turn.
Alright. Plan in action. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Can I see Ms. Arwen?
Yes.
Misty Step. Boom. Bonus action. Action. 13 points of healing to Arwen. Arwen, you back up. You have 13 hit points.
Thank you.
No, sorry. 12 hit points.
Thank you.
Before I Misty Step, I'm just gonna look over at Claire and be like, I'll be back. So yeah, I have no more lay on hands left. And no more spells left. But hey, I got this cool sword, right? Actually, JJ, I meant to talk to you about something this week for sticks. Because a bit like how Doc can use his channel divinity to get spells back, so can paladins. And I was going to talk to you about maybe adding that as a feature at some point, because I didn't know.
Where is that from?
That's from Tasha's. Harness divine power. You're going to spend one use of your channel divinity to fuel your spells. As a bonus action, you touch your holy symbol, utter a prayer, and regain one expended spell slot, the level of which can be no higher than than half your proficiency bonus, rounded up. The number of times you can use this feature is based on the level that you've reached in the class. 3rd level once, 7th level twice, and 15th level thrice.
When do you get your channel divinities back? Is that on a short rest?
I think...
Because I thought Paladin's only got one use. But yeah, I'm happy to use that. If it's in actions, that's fine.
I'm
I've got no
looking
problem using that.
channel divinity.
If I look in my hand.
Yeah, I can't find where I use channel divinity.
Wizard. Here we are, Paladin. Spellcasting, Sacred Oath, Channel Divinity.
I'd be slightly more...
Take a short or long rest to use your Channel Divinity again.
Aha!
So you
And
can
this.
multiple short rests in a day to gain extra uses of your Harness Divine Power, but you can only Harness Divine Power a certain number of times
A day.
long rest.
So like currently I'd only be able to do it once.
Yes.
7th level twice. Okay, cool. Cool. Would you allow me to use this now, or is that a thing? I should.
You can use this. Yeah, I'll allow you to have access to this feature this session.
Sweet. Okay. Ben knows what he's doing later. But yeah, there you are, Arwen. You're alive. That is my turn. Bonus action, and movement done.
Okay.
Probably.
We go to the revived Arwen.
Back over here.
Yeah. You will proc the attack of opportunity, moving away from the claw on that side.
I did realize I have access to this thing.
Okay. I'm gonna whack it first.
Okay. You're gonna whack the right hand claw.
Mm-hmm.
13 doesn't hit, unfortunately. 24 does hit. Also, your fairy fire will be gone because you got knocked unconscious.
I don't think it's concentration.
Is it not?
I don't think so.
You have the little concentration symbol on your character.
That might have been from
Hunter's Mark,
which I haven't had on for ages.
Right, okay, that's fine. Fairy fire is still active then. My apologies.
Yeah.
I'm going with the 200.
Yeah.
Okay, 6. Okay.
Yeah. Fucking mad.
But that's an action.
Got any bonus actions?
I don't know.
Okay. Is that everything on your turn then?
Yeah.
Moving on to Clary. Left on top of this giant crab.
So, since we've been counting like the body and the claws as like separate things to attack,
Yeah.
if I were to stand like on the claw, could I attack the body with a ranged attack?
You would still be at disadvantage because it's any enemy within 5 feet of you poses disadvantage on attack rolls with ranged weapons.
Yeah, that's alright. I thought it would be that. Worth a shot.
She hit the claw, which has advantage, but she also has disadvantage because she's next to an end.
That becomes you then cancel each other out, so it just becomes a straight roll. I'm actually going to what colour would you like fairy fire to be? Blue, light blue, dark blue? Little F on this claw. Give it a lovely glowing aura.
Does Neo count as being within 5 feet of the enemy?
No, because he is unconscious.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's unconscious, you don't gain advantage that way.
I forgot he was unconscious. Okay. Then... yeah, and I'm just going to attack the body with my longsword.
Okay, go for it. 14. Unfortunately, again, this heavy, thick carapace that it's got is resisting strikes from your weapons.
I'm just going to move nearer the edge and end my turn, if that's okay.
Okay, Neo's going to make his death save. He passes. And the crab is going to attack Styx and Arwen. Arwen, you'll be green again. Styx, you can be blue. That is a 14 to hit you, Styx.
Miss.
And a 19 to hit you.
No.
11 damage.
Okay.
Oh, no. Just stop.
It's also going to spit at Styx. With an actual 20.
That's nothing. Nothing. Bring it on.
Oh, it's rolled 2 ones on 2d6 for its bonus damage. So that's only 14 acid damage to you.
Yeah, see that? It ain't got nothing. Oh, I'm back. Almost exactly where I was before healing myself. So that's fun. Just one less.
Excellent.
The only difference now being I don't have anything to heal myself with.
Styx, it is your turn.
Yeah. Oh. Alright, Mr. Big Bollocks. I want to do that thing, but I also don't. You know this thing?
Yeah.
Could it swivel around
Yeah.
to hit the crab?
Yeah.
It's a big crossbow. So it could.
Mm-hmm.
And so I could do that this turn.
Yeah, they are mounted and loaded.
5, 10, 15. Booyakasha. I know it gets an attack of opportunity on me, but I don't care.
Hold on. I just need to find the right. Okay, so attack of opportunity. That's 26 to hit.
Yeah, definitely is.
And that is 13 damage.
Oh boy! oh lord. Alright, yeah.
But yeah, you have now mounted the ballista.
I'm gonna hit the claw that's fairy fired.
Yeah, okay. Roll to hit with advantage.
What do I use to roll to hit?
Use your dexterity. Oh, actually, just roll a d20, and you've got a plus 6 to hit.
Alright, cool.
That definitely hits.
Can I still go for the... I'm gonna go for the...
You go for it, if you want.
Oh, okay, no mind. Yeah, it's like a 24. It's fun. And then the damage for ballista is like 3d10, right?
3d10, yes.
Chunk.
This massive ballista ball flies like 6. You see heaves round this ballista, takes aim, and at such close range, can't possibly miss. This is a quick and thrum of this massive winch-jump cable, and just its bolt flies through, impales the claw of the crab. You just notice how this piercing, like hissing wail, and this claw like almost like recoils and arcs up into the air and comes down and slams down sort of into the water at the side. And you see a large quantity of this like, oozing sort of blood, like fouling the water of this thing. Its claw is hidden underneath the water, underneath the body.
Get wrecked, son. Oh. Alright, well, that's not.
Anything on your turn, Six?
Yes, it is. As I have no bonus actions to use.
Okay. Top of the round.
Oh, we
Go back to Arwen.
I'm going to use Cure Wounds.
Okay.
If my hand is like on me, but also part of my hand's on Neo.
No.
Oh. Okay. Thought I'd ask. It's on me because I.
You can heal yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Three.
Well, 1 cure wounds. That's a bad roll, unfortunately.
Yes.
Clary? It does everything in your turn, Arwen. Okay. Clary.
I don't know what to do. It's going to attack with my sword again.
18 hits.
Oh.
6 damage. Resisted, so reduced to 3. Anything else on your turn?
No, that's it.
Okay. Neo is going to be second death save. That's another pass. This. And the crab is going to attack Arwen. So you are right by the claw. It's 25 to hit.
I wonder if that hits.
11 damage.
Didn't really matter. Bye bye everyone. It's nice knowing you.
Arwen is down.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Okay.
Arwen!
That is only an 8 though to try and spit at 6.
Yeah, Mrs.
Okay.
We are in a pickle here, lads.
You don't say.
We are in somewhat of a pickle. Rolf, hand me the pickles.
Crab. 6, we're back around to you.
Does this thing look... How's it looking?
The crab,
Yeah.
visually it looks much the same because your weapon attacks are, because it's so massive, but
Yeah, that's fair.
intellectually you know you've got through that armor in places and dealt some damage, as you know it's, and you can see from the way it moves, you know, the blows you dealt to it, the fact it's had to sort of retract its claws a couple of times, you know it's not doing well. It's sort of frothing more violently at the mouth, you know, there's more bubbles and things, and it's moving a little bit. You can see from when you were on it, its legs in the water are having to sort of move faster and to try and keep it up, but it's also they're a bit more sluggish as in their movements. They're not, you can see it's sort of dropped a little bit in the waterline. It's not holding itself quite as high above the ship as it once was.
Okay, with that in mind,
It's
Arwen?
it's taken some solid hits. It's weak.
With that in mind, Arwen, I trust that you and or Neo will either get a nat 20 and be okay, or will pass your death saves. At the very least for one round. Maybe. Oh no, it's a touch thing! Wait. Yeah, oh no, that's the thing with touch. That's not good. That means I have to use 3 actions to... Oh god, okay, alright, clutch plays. Okay, I'm unfortunately gonna have to get off this thing. And I'm gonna use my channel divinity to get a... Does it say I can get multiple, and regain 1 expended spell slot, the level of which can be no higher than half your proficiency bonus? How much of his lay on hands do I think or know Thingy is used? Neo is used.
Neo?
Mm-hmm.
He's used all of it.
He's used all of it.
Yeah.
Do I know how many spells Arwen has used?
But you've seen her use 2, I believe.
Okay. Okay. In which case... Oh, I'm getting back a level 2 spell slot, but what do I do with that level 2 spell? Is an extremely good question. Okay, so I'm gonna go... So I got off this thing, I'm at 5. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And I'm going to do nothing beyond that point, because there is nothing I can do, because Cure Wounds is touch, and I'm sad. Yeah, Cure Wounds is touch, Thunderous Might, Detect Magic, Bless, Command, shit. Moonbeam, Misty Steps. A bonus action! Which means I could get over there. I could if I did that right now. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna use Misty Step then to...
Where do you want to go?
zip up here.
Okay.
No. Sorry, can I wreck on that? I'm going to stay here for now.
Okay.
That is it. Use my action, and that's it.
Okay. Arwen.
Oh.
Saving throw, please.
This isn't fun. This is stressful.
Nat 20!
Hey! Yeah.
Crab.
Arwen, your eyes are open, and once again, you are still within this nightmare, but you are conscious and on 1 hit point at the beginning of your turn. You still have your action, your bonus action, and your movement. You are currently prone on the ground. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm at. Just start swimming back to shore.
Neo passed 2 saves, hasn't
He did. If he passes 3, he stabilizes. He doesn't regain consciousness. He needs hit points to regain consciousness.
he? But then he can just get knocked out again.
Yes. He can.
Can I? If I jumped onto the crab, is that an action or is that movement?
That is a bonus action.
Okay, that's fine. Right.
That's the safest place to be, if I'm honest. On the crab's back.
That's going to Neo.
Yeah.
Okay. So Neo regains 14 hit points.
Well, all of my previous actions have been pointless.
Mm-hmm. Maybe because if he's trying to get a little here.
If you move, it can hit you. Do you want to move knowing it's going to get an attack of opportunity on you?
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, first we'll resolve the attack of opportunity because that'll determine whether or not you
Can actually jump.
are conscious to be able to make that movement and that jump.
Because I've also realised I'm on really low HP.
17 to hit you.
Oh no! No!
So,
Okay, well,
you get
that's
10.
fine.
Oh, so you're
Talk
there.
about it. Shambles!
Still within range, still within range. So it's going to be there pretty much. That you, you go out, you leave it, so it'll be there that you leave its range. So that's where you'll be unconscious.
Nice.
This thing can't kill you outright, so I won't bother rolling down against it. But Neo's up.
Yeah, he's thriving.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I can't know. Could it with a crit?
No.
Huh.
I don't think so. What's your max HP?
Oh yeah, because you've got a decent amount of hit points for a
What's your
range.
max HP?
Instead of me,
37.
crappy amount of hit points for
No, it couldn't. Even if it rolled max damage, it couldn't with a crit. It couldn't kill you outright. So, yes. It's closer than I thought, but no, it...
So if it depletes your hit points and your hit points sort of below.
If you go to what would effectively be negative your maximum hit points on a single hit, you
Yeah.
do that right.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so Arwen regains consciousness, heals Neo, sprints across the deck, and gets smashed by a crab again as she tries to run away and gets knocked unconscious once more. Clary, your turn.
Oh.
You have a wounded crab.
I can use sneak attack now, can't I? Because
No, not on the body, because Neo is
Oh, that's fine.
technically in range of the claw, which because of the massive size of this counts as a different enemy.
But you said before that it didn't when I wanted to stand on the body and hit the claw. Or vice versa?
You need, if you want to hit the claw, then you can use sneak attack on the claw because Neo is an ally within 5 feet of that enemy.
Okay.
I might have messed it up before.
When I wanted to do range attacks, you said even if I was like stood on the body and attacked the claw,
Yes.
I would have disadvantage because it's still the same enemy?
No, it's because you have an enemy within 5 feet of you, you have disadvantage on ranged attacks.
Okay, sorry, yeah, that makes sense. I see.
So if you could attack the claw with a ranged weapon, or move up and melee attack the claw, you can use sneak attack on it. Or if another ally is in within range of the body, you can use sneak attack on the body.
Okay. Well, so is Fairy Fire still active on the other one?
That claw, the right hand claw, has been disabled.
Oh, okay.
By the ballista shot to it. It's dragged. Again, it would have been better if I
Yeah.
had made these as separate entities I could move in and out, but I did not. So the right hand claw has been disabled.
Okay. I'm gonna attack the body again then.
Okay.
Try at least. Yeah.
Unfortunately, that does not hit. This thing is finding. Last session, you guys were hitting everything, and this was hitting nothing. It's flipped the other way.
Yeah. Okay, that's the end of my turn then.
Okay. So, Neo's turn. Neo strikes out at the claw in front of him. And once again, seems to be the final straw that like breaks the camel's back, as it were, all these sort of wounds and things against it, and he's like stabs in and cracks through this hardened carapace. And again, a large quantity of this sort of like oily blood starts leaking out, and this claw retracts once more.
Now, no claws.
No claws.
Oh, thank God.
If I just waited.
I don't think he's got any bonus actions. He does. Just going to move up next to Arwen for the time being. There we go. And we will go to Crabboy himself, who is going to spit at a target and sticks. Odds or evens?
Evens.
Going for Neo.
Oh, yay. I mean,
And he misses.
yay.
This acid spit again from this frothing maw flies across the deck and ducks behind the wheel and it misses. Sticks, you're up.
Oh, okay, so neither of the. So I can move about the boat freely now without worrying about
Yes.
attacks and things. Oh, thank the Lord, yeah, from his mouth. But you know, from this, from like the right up front of the boat. Can I hit it in the face?
Yes. just make an acrobatics check to stand up on the rail and hit. Just
Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm thinking.
you have to like climb off the rail to be like close enough to sort of swing across to try and because its like eyes or little like feelery bits.
Oh, it's looking really weak as well. What if I like just physically die? It'd still be a check.
If you want to just yeet yourself off the side of the ship and try and hit it,
that's what I'm thinking. Just yeet myself off the ship and smack it.
Disadvantage as you fall through the air. You've got no stable foundation. Disadvantage to hit it while falling.
Yeah.
I'm shooting one of the ballistas.
Oh, I could shoot it on the ballistas again. That doesn't sound cool, does it? Oh yeah, look, this takes a shot with a big ass ballista. Oh. No, it's probably the safest bet. Alright, 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah. Garrett Crab. +6.
Just hits.
Oh, yeah. Frickin'. Oh, man. 15 damage.
15 damage. And that's right.
Woo-wee!
Ballista.
Oh, what the hell? Okay. I didn't know you could do that.
6.
Yes.
How do you like to do this?
Oh, yeah. I'm just sort of like imagining that this thing's like just staring us all down. It's got us all on the ropes a little bit, but its like arms are sort of underneath the ship. And it just sort of like roars at us. I'm like, come here, beastie. Fires it. And as it's like roaring, it just sort of like just goes straight in, like straight into the back of its mouth.
It'd be one of those like really like cinematic moments where like zoom in on you like over the whole length of the shaft of the thing or right in your face as you say the line, and then it'd be like
Exactly.
one of these shots where the camera's like glued to the tail of the bolt and it just follows it, straight in,
Oh, one of those
hitting,
shots.
like, through the mouth, out the back.
They move the camera forward as they zoom out.
Yeah. And then, because I'm thinking like, obviously now it's going to fall. Clary's still on it.
I didn't think about this.
There's nothing I can do really to help in this situation.
Well, I'm at the edge, so can I just jump onto the ship as the crab goes down?
Yeah, you can just try and jump off. Just make a quick athletics check. To not biff it into the water.
That would be nice. Oh no!
So as this crab starts to sink between the waves, it almost tips back, and you sort of your foot like slips on a bit of seaweed or something like that on it, and instead of it jumping like onto the deck, you just like slip and just almost like pratfall over the edge into the water next to the ship.
Well, that's less than that's less optimal.
But you can just climb up the side of the ship. A bit wet, but
Okay. I was wet anyway.
yeah, not too worse for wear.
It's
Oh, well, look at that, guys.
Look at what? I'm dead.
A big old dead crabbo.
yeah. Wait, please slow down. Arwen.
That's fine. Neo will.
I'm in the water.
Well, for Stix's turn, so it would be Arwen. Just make a quick death save, just in case.
There we go.
Just in case.
Ah, you deleted Clary.
16.
Clary is this?
That's a pass. Clary goes to the ship. Will try to level the ship. And Neo will.
No, you click the name.
You.
She's big.
Grows in size!
Well, I can't shrink her again. It's Clary.
You get 15 hit points back from Neo.
Thank you.
Oh, what happened to you down there? You just sort of fell off the ship and then came back like twice as big.
She's infected with the crab power.
So stuck. Oh.
It's like one of them situations where she gets back up off the water and she's like a cartoon. She's like waterlogged, so her clothes are really big over her, and then she just stands on the ship like falls off.
Snake just runs up and just like pokes everything with the tip of his sword, like just all these like squares of water. Just slowly.
And just poke her cheeks and a little bit. Oh, thank you. There we
I
are.
managed to hold on to it.
Yeah, that's impressive. Good hat carrying skills. Held it with your feet. I don't want to even know how that was possible.
Just like between my feet.
Oh, okay.
You know, obviously it came off my head.
I see. That's probably why you didn't make the jump off.
I couldn't.
No. Well, in any case, we're all alive.
One
We're alive!
giant crab defeated.
Even though I genuinely thought for a second that we're all about to die. Because I have about 4 hit points. 2 people are down, and Clary was on top of a crab, but Clary doesn't have any healings. And I ran out of healing. And it's a very good thing I remembered that, it's a very good thing that Arwen got a nat 20. But also a good thing that I can convert my channel divinity to spell slots. Spell slots to channel, yeah. I was about to run over and get a level 2 cure wounds on you. Speaking of, I think let's get out of crab infested waters.
You shall we check how the boat's doing? Because we might still be sinking.
Oh yeah, are we thinking?
Yeah, so at this point you realise that the boat is slightly listed off to one side. You didn't necessarily notice it while you were fighting, but it seems to have taken on a large quantity of water and it's no longer sitting straight in the water.
Is there enough stuff to save ourselves? Or to, plug back up holes and fix things?
Yeah, if you make your way down below decks, you'll find a large number of crew doing exactly that. Most of the crew seem to be engaged in sort of boarding up the breaches in the hull. They've laid and nailed planks over the broken timbers to reinforce them, and where the water is leaking around the side, you can see them like hammering wedges and bungs and things like that in this sort of stiff cloth-like material. They're like squeezing it in all the gaps, and then one of them is going around and like tarring over the top, and then another one is following on behind, heating this stuff up to try, and it looks like it's setting it quickly to seal over the water holes where the water is leaking in. The ship seems to be in a bad way. Everyone's sort of sloshing around in a lot of water. On your way down to the very bottom of the ship, you would have passed a number of crew being patched up by Astrid and at least one other member of the crew. It seems like when this initial impact came, it splintered a large section, and there's caused this like shrapnel-like effect of these splintered planks, which impaled themselves in several people. So you can. It seems like they are just about getting everything under control.
Good.
I need a long rest.
I too could use a bit of a rest. Oh, lordy.
Indeed. So, as you almost enter the scene and announce your desire for a long rest, Ivan turns around and sees you sort of over his shoulder. And you can actually hear him sort of shouting from a long way off. Hurry up, we need to patch this up and get up in there and clear that thing out. And he's sort of got his sword like half drawn from his sheath, like ready to go, and he stops you and he's like, and turns around and he's like, I thought you were up on deck, what happened? Where is that thing? What happened to you all?
What happened to... Where were you, man?
We were down here trying to stop the ship from sinking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, don't worry. We've taken care of the crab. It's gone.
Just sort of like face like shocked and just like slowly like sheaths his sword. Like, you scared it off?
No.
You could say that.
you could say I scared it off into the land of the dead. Because
Not coming back.
Yeah. We killed it, basically. We're skirting around the thing. We killed it. I fired a big old bolt into its mouth. Among several, arrow bolts and sword strikes and whatnot.
His eyes, like in the crew as well, sort of like listening to this tale as you recount it. They sort of go wide and they're all like seem raptured. They seem to have forgotten their tasks momentarily. And sort of takes a moment and is like, killed it! I mean, Helga said you were good, but it seems like you are worth your weight in gold.
Well, yes. Well, we certainly, yeah. We did alright.
Something like that we would normally just try to outrun, but we will not think to encounter it in a place like this.
She told us that sooner. I'd almost died twice.
They normally live in the deep oceans.
I feel like next time you take anyone on a ship, you should just give them a big book called The Big Book of Things That Might Kill Us While We're Here. No matter how unlikely, because you say this is very unlikely, but that was a giant crab. It's very lucky that we're people who can take care of such dangerous things, because otherwise, it'd be bad. It'd be bad, basically.
Indeed. Yes, I suppose I should have told you we had a few sightings. A couple of ships had come off a little the worse for wear when we docked. A few reports, but nothing I put a huge amount of credence in. Is it still floating, or did it sink?
It's sunk. I'm pretty sure it's sunk.
That's shame. It would have made a fine trophy.
I don't think you could fit it anywhere.
Yeah, a bit of a big trophy. Not gonna lie. Even the claw,
It's fine.
the size of the deck.
And it would have made a delicious victory feast for your heroics.
That is true. Would have tasted a little like white, but hey.
As it is, we will see that you are aptly rewarded. It seems like you have saved us all. I must do a thorough examination of all the damage, but it does not look like we will sink just yet. We will have to make some additional stops for repairs, and this will delay us significantly, but at least we have our lives. Come, and he sort of gestures to a couple of the crew as things are being patched up, and he starts issuing orders to have the keel bailed out, a line of buckets and things set up, and takes Duma, the bosun, with him, as well as Rolf, the quartermaster, to go around and have a look at the rest of the ship, and see what's what.
I think I'm probably gonna just head back to my cabin. It's already been a long day. I ache. I pain. My hat is wet.
Yeah, as you make your way up.
Go. And my owlbear toy got wet.
Sorry, what was that?
My owlbear toy.
Yeah.
My owlbear plush. It got wet.
It
Fucking
did indeed get
ass. So,
It's now quite
yeah.
a soggy owlbear.
So for anyone that comes into Styx's cabin, basically what he's done is he's taken his hempen rope and made like a makeshift washing line in his room for various things. Just let my hat and my toy and my bandana. Stupid hair. Yes.
Okay.
All my boots.
In your rooms, there's a knock. You get a series of knocks on the door, and it is Astrid, who is being directed to find you, and she tells you that she actually brings a healer's kit with her and will tend to any sort of cuts and bruises and things like that you've got, and patch you up if you so require. And basically instructs you all to get some bed rest.
Why, thank you.
And you can all take a long rest if you so desire.
I think I just might.
Time to sleep.
What was that all?
Owen's gonna
Long rest.
Sleep is-
Long 25, Charles Reddy, got that back. Spells. Oh, sweet, sweet spells. I'd make a terrible wizard, because I'd just unleash all my spells immediately.
Yeah. But then you'd have more of them, and you could do what you like, or do more powerful things with them, potentially.
You like that? That is true. I would also like it noted that I'm trying to write a song with my pan flute.
Okay.
It is not going well. but I'm trying of our sea adventures
Mm-hmm.
because I like the thought of sea.
Well, why don't you roll a performance check to see how well it's actually this one won't cover maybe the entire song, but we'll cover a little bit of the adventure. How was the beginning going?
Mm-hmm. How was the beginning going?
How's your basic structure looking?
I am proficient in the pan flute. Can I have my proficiency? Or would that be too much?
I mean, if you're proficient with it, then it makes sense.
Sweet. In which case, I am going to just roll a pan flute check. 12. Oh, it's going alright.
It's going okay. You don't think you have written a ballad or for the ages, but it might be.
It's not quite Mr. Brightside.
It's not quite Mr. Brightside, no.
It's like what's another song by those people by the Killers. By any of the other songs by the Killers, you know, like they're a decent band, but it's not quite Mr. Brightside. There we are.
The less well-known ones.
Yeah, those other songs they do.
Indeed. Well, as you are all gathered around, or in your own rooms, Clary, there is a gentle knock on the door.
Okay. I answer it.
Standing before you is Neo, looking a little bit shamefaced. But he asks if you've got a moment to talk.
Yeah, come in.
Well, he'll step inside your invitation. Sort of looks a little bit sheepish. Looks at you and says, "I don't want to tell the others. They'll only worry too much. They already think I'm less capable than I actually am with my memory and things like that. But last night I had some kind of vision. I think it was of my past.
Okay. Yeah. What was the vision?
And he will recount to you a similar vision to what Arwen had. However, he will tell it from his perspective. But he will say it was a very disembodied experience, almost like he was a camera floating along. Almost like it was you wouldn't use these words, but if you imagine him describing it from the position of like he was viewing it through someone else's eyes. And we'll describe this castle that he was in with a large number of people from many different races that he thought he should know, and that they seemed to know him, and that they treated him with a level of some with a level of reverence and respect of a commander, but he couldn't remember any of these people or ever remember commanding troops or anything like that. And if you give you sort of the brief overview of there was some kind of conflict that these people were gathering to try and solve. There was a lot of arguments about whether or not who should be helping who, and whether or not some races were advocating that they were better off on their own, and some were advocating that they all needed to unite, and that sort of thing. And he turns to you and says, you mentioned you had a passion for law and things, and sort of asked if you had heard, if anything you knew related to any of the events you sort of described.
Is that like a check I can do to see if I know anything?
Yeah, you can make a history check.
Yeah. History.
18. So, because Clary is not from the land of Kavran, even with an 18, you haven't managed to yet pick up much of the world history that is part of your reason for coming here, part of that research. You have a little bit of notes, but most of those pertain to current situations and things like that, that other people you would have known from home have provided. But it gives you, with all the information he gives you, it's kind of a foundation that you can use as a piece of the jigsaw when you come across other information in texts to help fit all pieces together.
Okay.
And so it gives you sort of quite a lot of information that is out of context, and so it's hard for either you or him to really know where it comes from and what it pertains to just yet. But as that sort of history scholar that you are, you would be able to potentially use this information to aid further research or other information you came across.
Okay.
You imagine like you've got a giant sort of board, and it's a bit like a small section has been revealed. And
Yeah.
making more links, you can reveal more pieces on the board.
Okay. I'm going to obviously make note of what he's told. And just let him know that I don't know anything yet, but I will try and do some research. I'll find some books.
Mm-hmm.
And if I find anything else that I think will be of help, I will let him know. But if you have any more of these dreams, please let me know.
He says he will do. Thanks you for listening. Seems to have, having told his story, seems to have relaxed a little bit as well. Got a weight off his chest, and then sort of turns, almost like bows way, and says, "Anyway, I'll let you rest," and heads off to his own space. And you can now all do your hit points and things if you have not done so already, and regain your spell slots and some such, and have the long rest you so desire, as I'm sure. Yes. After your long rest, you wake up to the bright sunshiny day. If you did choose to sleep, otherwise you can spend your time doing light activity and things like that in your room. Making a washing line and drying your clothes and things would certainly count for that, so you don't have to worry
Indeed.
about that.
Indeed.
Yeah. If you so choose to you can make your way around, find food, things like that. You can head up on deck, talk to various people, if you wish. How would you like to proceed?
How would I like to proceed?
Anyone you want to talk to, any conversations you want to have with other people or between yourselves?
Can I try and learn a bit more about seafaring again?
Yeah. Yeah, you can head up on deck and try and find Yosef again, I think I said, who was teaching you initially a little bit about the seafaring and the waves. And so
Yes.
yeah, roll a d8 for me then.
D8.
Yeah, you are able to find Joseph up on deck. He's a little bit sort of harried and things as you approach, but when you make it clear that you are looking to learn a bit more, he brightens up and takes you under his wing again. He seems quite pleased. It seems a couple of the crew have been injured for quite a stretch. They're not going to make swift recoveries, and so he's quite keen to have the extra pair of hands to help him out with things and sort of lighten his duties a little bit more. So you end up spending most of the rest of the day actually shadowing him and doing various tasks around the ship to keep it moving. He explains that some things are quite difficult because they take a lot of damage and they're not working. Things aren't working as they should. There's still a slow process of one or two bucketing up water. It seems like although these patches are they're not holding 100%. So there is a steady but manageable stream of water that needs to be constantly bucketed up the decks and out over the sides.
Okay.
Things like that. Anything? What would anyone else like to be doing? Is there anyone you'd like to talk to, Clary?
So can I ask around and see if anyone's got any history books? Because I'm bored.
Yeah. You'd be directed mostly towards Rolf, who, when you ask about history, and books in particular, he'll say, we don't keep much reading material on the ship itself. There are history, not really history, more, there's charts and things like that. There's a little light reading material in the captain's cabin, but the captain is not a big one for reading himself. Some of the crew may have their own books and materials and things like that, but that would be more leisure, I would expect, than history itself. If history is what you're after, then in Hengist Forsa, where we are headed, there will definitely be tomes and scrolls and things. We can have a look when we get there.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
Yeah.
Owen?
She's just sat on the deck watching the sea away from everyone. She's been around people too long.
Okay. Just trying to find a bit of personal space. Okay. Yeah, it was the very early sort of morning or during the night-ish when this attack on the ship happened. So it is, by the time you've had a long rest, the day is not too long. And towards the end of the day, everything seems to wind down a little bit earlier in the evening than you're used to with life on the ship. And indeed, they roll out several barrels on deck, and a couple of the crews strike up with instruments. The injured crew members are also brought up, and it's up on deck, and everyone is brought up on deck together. And Ivan stands up and sort of cracks a wry smile and looks over the whole crew and everyone assembled and says, "Well, while the sea is life, the sea is a harsh life. We pray to the gods to give us fair winds and fair weather, but sometimes that is not what they send. Fortunately, we have come through this difficulty mostly unscathed, and everyone will eventually make a full recovery. We drink tonight to celebrate surviving, and we give thanks to the passengers on board our ship without whom we may not have walked away from this. And as he's sort of speaking, there is a number of cups of ale being passed around. And then by the time you sort of finished, everyone's got one, they've all been passed out amongst the crew and everything. And he raises his cup, first to the gods, and everyone has a drink. And you guys all have big, these big like wooden tankards on deck, and they're full of this quite strong smelling spirit.
I'll also drink. Who says that?
Mm-hmm.
I like gods. I'm paladin. Kind of have to.
Yeah. So everyone who's drinking, make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy.
21, 20. Come on, Clary.
Oh, not so bad. It's my worst.
So Arwen and Styx, you both down this, and it's strong stuff. It's like burning the backs of your throats and shooting up the back of your throat down your nostrils. But you stomach it quite well, and you're able to drink it down without a big adverse reaction. Clary, you swallow this down well, but it sort of runs up the back of your throat, and you just have a little like hiccup, and your eyes just water very slightly as this spirit burns. But for the most part, I think like no one's noticed that it's. And as you look around, you see there's a couple of these sort of younger orcs that seem similarly affected. They don't seem quite as used to this. The drinks get poured out again as Ivan picks up his cup again. And secondly, to the 4 people who have saved our lives and saved our ship. This ship has been in my family for many years, and well, I do not know where I would be without it. As a token of our gratitude, a small donation from everyone within the crew, and he like waves, and one of the Rolf walks over, the quartermaster walks over with a chest, and he sort of lifts the lid in front of you to show a large number of gold and silver pieces inside. This may not be as much as I would like to give you, but it's as much as we can right now. It is not. You cannot count the lives of men in gold, but everyone has put in what they can spare.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It is too kind.
No, that's the wrong document. No, still the wrong document. Fuck's sake. Where is it? There it is. Duma, the bosun, steps forwards as well, and draws a hammer from her belt, and raises it aloft, and says, "This is for you," and places it on top of the box, or puts her hand with it on top of the box. This came to me from a dwarf, I think. And it show I believe this is the symbol of one of their gods. And on the side, you can indeed see that there is a symbol engraved, and it looks like it's like a lump hammer or a club hammer. So it's a small, like you imagine something similar. Sort of the head's about sort of that big, and it's got sort of an 18-inch handle on it, but it's quite a. I'll send you a picture.
Not like a warhammer or anything. Like a.
No. Yeah.
Gotcha. Huh.
Yeah, but it's got a symbol of like a little fire engraved in the side. It's like a little anvil with like a little fire on top engraved on the side. It says this. Mostly I use this as a hammer. It has some extra benefits which come in handy from time to time, but it can also do this. And she turns it over in her hand, and the hammer, when she rotates it, turns from a hammer into a sword.
Oh, damn. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So she look. This, I believe, would be a worthy token of our appreciation. turns it back into a hammer and rests it on top of the box.
Can I make a religion check to see if I understand the symbol,
Yeah.
or whatever check would be necessary to understand what that sort of fiery?
Religion would be appropriate.
No, never mind. I got nothing.
So beyond that, she's told you that she thinks it's the symbol of one of the dwarf gods. Doesn't you can't recall any more information than that.
Good dwarves. I mean, I'm not a dwarf.
Handing it to Eustace, she will
Okay.
tell you that it has the power to heat up metal and things, which has been useful to her for sort of doing little bits of sort of metal work, and is how she's used it. But you can sort of infer from that it has the power to cast heat metal.
Oh.
And has the properties of either a light hammer in hammer form or a longsword.
Be it magical.
It do indeed be magical.
Ooh. Who wants it? Because I know we can all carry swords.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone want it?
Neo will.
Many weapons.
Neo is content with his glaive.
Oh, I know.
Weapons.
So
Would you like a hammer that turns into a sword?
You seem pretty excited about it. I have a good.
Okay. Yeah. I think I'll take it. Oh, the heads that are going to get bashed in with this. In sword form as well.
can
I'm going to turn it into a sword. Hold it by the hold it by the blade, and whack people on the head with the handle. Just so.
Your hands would be cut to shrivels if you did that.
Yeah, it'd be fine. So, what do I call this? The sword. Whatever. It's gonna be called longsword, and then I'm just gonna add another. You go on. I'm just adding.
What do you want to say?
can she borrow it just for like 2 minutes?
Yes, of course.
Thank you. I'm gonna go to my cabin and cast Speak with Animals and ask Arlo if he knows what this is.
Okay. You head down to your cabin.
It's 1d4, but
Speak with animals to speak with Arlo. What do you say?
Hey friend.
hi.
Well, how it goes. Oh no, I forgot the accent.
What do I owe the pleasure? It seem to have been in a mad some difficulty recently with giant fucking crab!
You're safe, so it's fine. Yeah. Okay, so what do you recognise this thing?
I mean, it looks to me like a hammer. Or a sword. Which one, whatever form it's in.
The hammer one.
Just looks like a hammer to me.
You don't know any of these marks?
Oh, well, that there's a symbol of Thirkdir, the dwarven god of the forge.
Cool. That's a good start. Anything else?
There's just the one symbol of the little flavour of the anvil.
Cool. Cheers, mate.
So,
JJ, metal.
yeah.
Is that now like part of the spells I can cast, or can I cast that infinitely with the hammer?
You can cast that once per day with the hammer, without consuming a spell slot.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So anything else you want to ask, Arlo?
God, there's so much, but now is not the time.
So you've got like 10 minutes to speak with animals, so shall we just say you have a general chat? You just
Let's see.
and then emerge back up on deck sort of
Yeah.
10 minutes later. So as Arwen emerged, revelry has broken out. The injured crew are sort of led off to one side where they can rest but still be part of it. The barrels are cracked open, and it just seems a case of once you finish drinking, you dunk your thing in and just get another cup full. Yeah, and everyone's just seems to be celebrating.
I'll hand the thing
Oh.
to the sticks.
Thank you.
It's got the symbol of the forge. Something about a god with a name beginning with C.
Begins with a T.
T?
Thrick, dear.
Oh.
The Rick did.
R-I-K. Thrick. D-I-R. Dear.
Brick.
Mm-hmm.
The Rick.
The forge.
Facts.
Sword of Thrikdir. I like it. Oh, so many
you can all enjoy an evening of revels,
sword.
however you choose. There's drinking, there's music, there's dancing, things like that.
Oh, I meant to look up nursery rhymes to find another story.
There doesn't seem to be too much sort of storytelling going on. It's more about the joyous sort of celebration of being alive, rather than sort of sitting down and sort of gathering everyone sort of up and dancing and moving about and what have you. Because your stories can be saved for another night.
Excellent. Another night it is. I'll have a bit of a jig, bit of a dance. Although, I'm going to spend a bit of time like trying to figure out how to use this thing, like how to, turn the sword into a hammer and hammer back into the sword, and sort of. I'll probably like cast heat metal on like my other sword that I had, just to sort of test it out. And when it gets really hot, we're like, ooh. Interesting. Okay. I don't think we've fought anything that's been made of metal yet, or worn armor. At least I haven't. Or maybe I have. Yeah, those guys wore armor. Might not have been metal armor. Anyway, yeah, that's probably what I'm doing, and then I'll go have a bit of a jig once I'm sort of figure that out. Yeah, how it works.
I'm gonna sit in the corner and feed Arlo and drinks.
Feed out, you're gonna get your mouse drunk. Yeah.
Responsibly though.
Responsibly drunk. Make an animal handling check for me.
Responsibly drunk.
Be an animal.
13. You get Arlo comfortably hammered. Like, normally, like if you had Arlo about a plane, you would like scurry up your arms and things like that, and sort of like you can do the thing where you like walk him over your hands. This time he sort of like tries to like jump from one to the other, and he's just like onto the deck and like gets up and does a little like like tries to walk back towards you and goes sort of off at like a 45-degree angle. He's well inebriated, but not so much to the point where you think he'll be too worse off. Do you think you've got a good balance of hammered but in a good way?
Good.
You haven't pushed it beyond the limit just yet.
He doesn't have alcohol poison.
No, you've not poisoned him with alcohol, fortunately.
Unfortunately.
Fortunately.
Oh. That's sad.
You do have to, well, you can choose to potentially pull Hugo back or let him, as he's
Oh no, Hugo's going new in it.
climbs up the side and tries sticking his head over it. It seems curiously sniffing after you, the cup in your hand the whole time. When the leash tries to climb up the side of the barrel, little black wings all spread, and you have to sort of grab him like a persistent dog trying to get the food on the counter.
That's our Wednesday evening.
But yeah, generally it's an enjoyable evening by all.
Lovely. I like enjoyable evenings. They're enjoyable.
How much is everyone drinking? You've got Arlo hammered. What about you, Arwen? Are you
Not much.
not that much? No. Okay. I'm going to say make another Constitution saving for your additional drinks.
All of us, yeah.
Anyone that wants to drink much more than of this strong orc spirit, then yes.
Yeah, I don't want to be a stick in the mud.
Clary's okay. She's not going to drink anymore.
Clary knows her limits.
Yeah.
Yeah. 15. The two of you get comfortably tipsy. You're at that point where you're like, yeah, I definitely won't be doing any chariot racing anytime soon, but wouldn't get behind the reins of a horse and cart. But I'm doing all right. I'm enjoying myself.
I haven't resorted to drunk texting yet.
Yes. Although, if there were a raven to hand, maybe. But by the time it took you to write that raven message, you'd be like, nah, and just tear it up.
It was drinking up on it.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, no, I was now completely hammered. What's this? I want to know everything.
She's not hammered.
No, it's fine. Unfortunately, I cannot get you to spill your guts just yet. Spill your guts about how you feel about the sexy old lady.
You never said she was sexy. You just said there was a naked statue.
You inferred it then. So, the next day you all wake up. You're not really nervous. Everyone seems to be doing alright. Even Neo seems to have handled his drink okay. He entertained everyone quite spectacularly on the dance floor. With some quite exquisite dance moves that it was a bit like seeing someone going out now, but then dancing like a sort of 18th century waltz in a nightclub. So it seemed a little bit out of his time.
These old blokes that go to clubs. Like one of them dancing in the middle of the room.
Well, no, it was more sophisticated dancing. Okay. It was that sort of genre switch where he's trying to. They're all sort of having a bit of a jig, as it were, to a sea shanty, and he's there just sort of trying to get this solo, almost like two-step in. As he's seems to be the only way he knows how, but he's trying to get in amongst it. You get the sense maybe that he's had some inhibitions lowered by his consumption of spirit. Maybe he wouldn't normally dance, but has since taken it up.
Oh, a new day,
A new day.
a new dawn.
Indeed,
I'm hoping it's a new crowd.
as you are waking up and getting up to the deck and things like that, Ivan greets you.
So tell me back.
Oh no, Chantal put a rubber duck in my hood, so I put my hood on, try and get it, and now it's falling down my back. Fucking duck. It is lost now. Oh no, there it is. Never mind. Continue.
So yeah, as you get up on deck the following morning, Ivan greets you and sort of gestures off to the side, and you can see there is the coastline in the distance. And we will be making 1 or 2 extra stops to pick up some supplies and make additional repairs. There are a few scant villages along here who we will hopefully be able to call onto and thus apologies for the delay. If you wish to I understand you were less than thrilled with the dangerous situation. As you expressed, if you wish to depart, then that is fine. I will be sorry to see you go, but you will go with my thanks and the gratitude of the whole crew. Or if you wish to stay for the duration of the repairs, we will gladly continue and take you all away as previously agreed.
Okay.
Don't feel like you have to make a decision now, but if you do want to make your own way over the land, then I understand. The sea is not for everyone.
So where is it we've landed? Like where about on the map?
You would be, so having set off from Denderport, you would be not quite at the city up here, but along this sort of stretch here.
Okay.
Where is it trying to get to?
We're trying to get all the way up to here. Yet down, yeah, like down here.
Okay.
Between the start of this campaign and now, we have made it from around here to here. So walking that far, I don't think.
You have spent
It's
a
very
lot of time in
good.
the same place. If you wanted
Yeah, we did spend a lot of time
if
in
you
that
wanted to travel across ground with a purpose, you could cover the distance quite, over a stretch.
Well, I think while we're somewhere, obviously, like I said, we need money for thingies, for Neo's. We'll call it the Neo Fund. Anything we can? Do you know if there's anything we could do in and around the local area that could give us a bit of dosh?
Are you specifically asking Ivan that?
Yeah. Our
I'll
task
say,
force.
well, there are a few villages we can call upon. I do not know. Most of them are simple folk who will live off the land. They will have shipwrights amongst them to help. In terms of gold, they deal in very little. They may have trade things. There may be a few scant heirlooms amongst them, but they would guard them most preciously.
I don't know what. Yeah.
How long did you say the repairs would take?
The repairs for that 2-3 days to the journey, ideally. It could be 4 maybe. They have already added a day so far with the slow travel of the ship. So it is vital we get repairs finished so that we can travel apace again.
Yeah. I agree, because we don't want to come up against like another crab, like massive crab thing, and then get absolutely destroyed. I personally think the area we're going to get the best stuff is probably like more chance for gold, chance for stuff to do, and chance for not leveling up per se, but getting better at things. It's probably the city. Maybe we can get there as quick as possible. Stop there. See what's about.
And around there, a lot of repairs.
Yeah. We're not quite at the city, but how long would it take for us to get to the city? We could get there in like a day. Maybe.
Probably 2 days.
So by the time we get there, the repairs might be done.
If you wish to make the journey there on foot, we could meet you there. It will take us best 2 days, most likely 3 to 4 to make repairs, and then we can. And then another day, so 5. We could meet you there in 5 days' time.
Could do. What do you think, Owen?
Yeah, I think we definitely need to go all the way up there by boat. But yeah, we could go to the city for a bit.
Yeah. Alright. I guess we'll do that. I guess we'll meet you up there in 5 days. And then I'm wondering like why because we could walk up there. Could walk up to the city and then do stuff. Yeah, and then I guess by the time we've like done stuff for a couple of days, we'd then meet them at the city, and then
It takes 2 days to walk up there. That gives us 3 days to
do stuff and figure out.
try and get some money.
Yeah. Alright. Maybe we can do some good along the way. Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. You wish to meet you there in 5 days.
Excellent.
We are obviously will be a long way behind our schedule at this point. So in the morning of the 6th day, we will depart. Whether you are with us or not, we do have to complete our journey. So if you change your mind, then send us a message, or if you are not there, then we do not speak to you. We will assume you have changed your plans and leave without you.
Yeah, seems fair. Sounds good.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, over the course of the morning, you slowly get closer and closer to the land. Yosef will show you a little bit about bringing the ship in sticks and things like that. And you eventually start to spy buildings and things like that on the shore. And it is indeed, it seems like it to be just a very small fishing village. You see a number of houses, it looks like, and buildings built out on stilts over the water. With the majority of them, though, are still sort of scattered along the edge of the beach itself. And again, there are all these small, low wooden buildings. There's a number of small, sort of light-looking ships, effectively in dry dock, as it were, up on stilts. In there's sort of one is nearing completion, and then the second one much closer to the beginning of its so in the much earlier stages of construction is the phrase I'm looking for. There's a lot of hustle and bustle as they try to bring the ship in as close to land as possible. It's quite a big ship, so it's not able to just. They're not quite sure what they're going to be able to do with it, so they pull up and they weigh anchor a few hundred yards offshore, and Ivan heads out in a small rowboat with Duma and the bosun and Rolf, the quartermaster, to see what's what. He offers you the ride ashore as well if you wish to depart quickly. Or you can wait, and because he says they may have to sail further on for a little bit, depending on what they think they can do here.
Yeah, I mean, we might as well. People are going ashore. We might as well join them and then head on.
So the four of you row ashore with Duma, Rolf, and Ivan. It's a little bit cramped in this boat with 7 of you, but yeah, you get to shore. There's a few sort of fishing boats and things around, and as you get inland and slash ashore, you're greeted by a couple of slightly more elderly looking orcs. You'd estimate them to be in their sort of 50s, late 50s range. They exchange a number of words with Ivan, and then in quite broken common, the male turns to you and says, welcome travelers. Stay, feast the night. Welcome here, guests of Ivan. And Ivan sort of explains, turns to you and says, yes, you've been invited to stay for a little while if you wish. I've explained what your plans are, and then we will have to spend some time talking and discussing whether or not they think they can repair the ship. So we will need to bring it ashore. Yeah, I think we will be here for approximately 4 days. We will, yes, so we will be here for approximately 4 days, so yes, 5-6 days we will meet you in the city.
Awesome. Scarlet approves. She's ready.
And dog's ready to go. Let me give you this. He pulls out a small, a small scroll. Little wax seal on it. This will. This is a letter that's explaining who you are and what you've done. This will get you some lodgings in the city where you'll be able to stay comfortably. I hope to see you soon.
Indeed.
He genuinely seems a little bit sad to see the back of you, to see you going.
We'll watch the waves for you, my friend. And see you later. See you later. It's sad to wave goodbye, but rocks fall, sticks dies.
No, not yet.
Not yet. Do you have any more ominous for that, or nah?
I think that's good.
Cool. I guess we better get moving.
Yeah. Ivan will sort of ask, is there anything else you want or need from us to aid you on your way? Is there any help we can offer before you depart? Have you got supplies and things? Do you want a guide?
I think we're alright. You guys are probably better set on looking after the ship. I think we can handle ourselves. It's just sort of heading straight up the coast. We'll sort of stick to the coast and go from there. But I think I'm good for rations. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm good for rations and stuff.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I think I'm good on.
Okay. Well, I'll see you in a week.
You two are also good for rations. That's good. Cool. See you in a bit. Take care of yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Bye, guys.
You guys head off. It doesn't. doesn't take long to cut through this small village away from the road and start heading vaguely north up the coast. You find a rough trail and things to follow, so you're not crossing the wilderlands as directly with Arwen's sort of ranger skills and things leading the way. But yeah, we'll start, or end, shall we say, start with a little bit of travel, but end the session with everyone rolling 3 survival checks. Well, roll 3 passes all failures.
2 nat ones and 2 rolls. I'm assuming that's 3 fails, right?
That is 3 fails, not 3 successes, unfortunately.
Awesome. Would you like to go?
What order are you again?
Roll survival and 3 passes or 3 fails.
We did more anyway, so
Well,
Yes.
Austin doesn't pass. 3 passes for Arwen. Fail. It's a fail. Fail. Neo,
Wow.
you rolled a 7, a 2, and a 3. So he also failed. So you've got 1 pass and 3 fails.
told you guys, I should have been on the boat. I joke.
So I will plan some exciting stuff for you to do next week.
Well, I don't die because I passed, obviously.
It's a team activity, this one.
The team effort.
Your passes have certainly helped the team.
You're welcome.
Everyone else has failed, so thanks. But yeah, I think that's a suitable point to leave things, I believe. And we'll pick it all up next week.
Excellent.